Jesus Christ is just a fairy tale for the weak-minded. These words, uttered by a prominent TV host, were meant to provoke and belittle. Instead, they ignited a firestorm of controversy and exposed a deep cultural divide. In the face of such brazen disrespect, one woman stood her ground. Karoline Leavitt's response not only silenced her critic, but resonated with millions across the nation. What followed was a masterclass in grace under fire, leaving the host's career hanging by a thread. The studio lights blazed, casting harsh shadows across Karoline Leavitt's face as she sat across from her adversary. The air crackled with tension, a palpable force that seemed to press against everyone in the room. Leavitt's quiet determination was evident in the set of her jaw and the steadiness of her gaze, a stark contrast to the host's air of smug superiority. As the interview progressed, the atmosphere grew increasingly charged. The host delivered a shocking jab at Christianity, his words hanging in the air like acrid smoke. Leavitt's eyes narrowed, her breath catching as the weight of the insult settled upon her. The soft whir of cameras and the rustle of papers seemed to amplify in the sudden, stunned silence. In that moment, Leavitt's mind raced back to her childhood. She saw herself kneeling in prayer, felt the familiar comfort of her faith wrapping around her like a protective shield. This cornerstone of her identity, once a source of private strength, now stood at the center of a very public storm. The memory steeled her resolve, like iron forged in intense heat. Leavitt's lips parted, her response forming with deliberate care. Her voice, steady and clear, cut through the silence with unexpected authority. "My faith," she began, "has always been a guiding force in my life, shaping my views on public service and community engagement." The words resonated with a conviction that seemed to fill the studio. As Leavitt continued, her defense of faith's role in modern society grew more impassioned. She spoke of the enduring importance of religious values in a world that often seemed to have lost its moral compass. Her words painted a picture of faith not as a relic of the past, but as a vital force for good in contemporary life. The host, who had begun the exchange with such confidence, now appeared visibly shaken. The energy in the room shifted, a palpable sense that the tables had turned. What had begun as an attempt to mock had transformed into a powerful testament to the strength of personal belief. Leavitt's response struck a chord that extended far beyond the confines of the studio. In a media landscape where trust in public figures was at an all-time low, her words resonated with a truth that many found refreshing. She stood as a counterpoint to the cynicism that had become all too common in public discourse, offering instead a vision of leadership grounded in sincere conviction. As the interview drew to a close, it was clear that something extraordinary had transpired. Leavitt had not merely defended her faith, she had reaffirmed its relevance and power in the face of ridicule. Her courage in standing firm against mockery served as a rallying cry for those who felt their beliefs were under constant attack in the public sphere. As the studio fell silent, the weight of Karoline Leavitt's words hung in the air, challenging the cynicism that had long pervaded modern discourse. The host's practiced charm faltered, his confident demeanor cracking under the pressure of Leavitt's steadfast resolve. In this moment of tension, she drew upon a wellspring of strength forged through years of defending her faith in hostile environments. Her time at St. Anselm College had been a crucible, shaping her into a formidable advocate for her beliefs. There, she had penned op-eds defending controversial policies and critiquing media bias, honing her skills in persuasion and debate. These experiences had prepared her for moments like this, when the spotlight burned hot and the stakes were high. As the host attempted to regain control, Leavitt's internal struggle became evident. She balanced grace with righteous indignation, her Catholic upbringing shining through in her nuanced responses. Drawing upon her experiences, she wove personal anecdotes with historical context, creating a tapestry of faith that resonated beyond the studio walls. The audience watched, transfixed, as Leavitt dismantled the host's arguments with precision. Her words carried the weight of authenticity, born from a lifetime of living her faith. She spoke of beliefs' enduring power in a world that often seemed to have lost its moral compass. As the exchange intensified, the host's past controversies resurfaced, His credibility eroded with each attempt to undermine Leavitt's stance, his usual tactics falling flat against her resolve. The tide of public opinion began to shift as viewers recognized the genuineness of her convictions. In a pivotal moment, Leavitt paused. "In times of trial," she began, her voice steady, "we find strength in unexpected places." Then, with quiet power, she quoted, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." The words of Philippians 4:13 hung in the air, a testament to her courage. The host, accustomed to controlling the narrative, fumbled for words in the face of such profound faith. As the interview progressed, social media exploded with support for Leavitt's stand. Her performance echoed her campaign for the US House of Representatives, where she had differentiated herself with a bold style that resonated with right-wing supporters. Now, on a national stage, she demonstrated the same courage and conviction that had carried her through countless debates and public appearances. As the final words of the interview faded, a profound silence settled over the studio. Yet beyond those walls, a seismic shift was about to occur. The nation, deeply divided on matters of faith and politics, was poised on the brink of a transformative moment. Within minutes, clips of Leavitt's impassioned defense began circulating online, spreading rapidly across social media platforms. The video quickly went viral, accumulating millions of views and shares. Supporters rallied behind Leavitt's stance, while critics accused her of using faith as a political tool. Online forums became battlegrounds, revealing deep cultural fissures long simmering beneath the surface of American society. Leavitt found herself at the eye of the storm, her phone buzzing incessantly with notifications. Messages of support poured in from unexpected sources. Prominent religious leaders across denominations praised her eloquence and conviction. Even those who disagreed with her political stance found themselves moved by her sincerity and grace under pressure. The host faced mounting pressure as the backlash intensified. Advertisers withdrew their support, and network executives grappled with the ethical implications of the confrontation. The incident had struck a nerve, forcing media outlets to confront their own biases and the fine line between provocative journalism and disrespect. A surprising trend emerged in the days that followed. Reports surfaced of young people openly discussing and defending their faith in public forums. A study revealed that 37% of Americans aged 29 reported feeling more comfortable expressing their religious beliefs in the wake of the incident. This statistic challenged long-held assumptions about the younger generation's relationship with faith. The incident became a catalyst for a national conversation on the role of faith in public life. Town halls and community centers hosted discussions on religious freedom, media responsibility, and civil discourse. Political pundits and academic experts offered varied perspectives on the implications for future political discourse and media coverage of religious issues. Amidst the whirlwind of attention, Leavitt grappled with the weight of her newfound platform. She reflected on the unexpected impact of her words, recognizing the responsibility that came with being thrust into the spotlight as a defender of faith. In a private moment of introspection, she penned in her journal, "I never sought this attention, but if my words can inspire others to stand firm in their beliefs, then perhaps this is a calling I must answer." Karoline Leavitt's defense of her faith transcends a viral moment, becoming a rallying cry for a new era of religious discourse. Her courage inspires young believers to articulate their convictions with confidence and grace. Leavitt's stand reminds us of the enduring strength found in deeply held beliefs, challenging the status quo while maintaining respect. In its wake, a more vibrant, diverse religious dialogue emerges, respecting faith's complexities while inviting fresh perspectives. Leavitt's voice echoes the transformative power of conviction, paving the way for a nuanced understanding of religion's role in modern society. As this chapter unfolds, we're called to reflect on our own beliefs and their impact. Leavitt's courage beckons us to stand firm in our convictions, fostering inclusive conversations about faith in the public square.